I'm 88 years old, and I raised 3 children. I was there every single day of their lives. I fed them, I clothed them, I kept them safe. And last week my daughter told me she doesn't remember me ever really being there at all. My name is Margaret. I have 3 children, 6 grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren. And when they tell stories about their childhood, I'm barely in them. Not because I wasn't there. I was there. Every day, every meal, every school event. But I wasn't present. And they remember that. They remember everything I don't want them to remember. This is what my children actually remember about me, and it's not what I thought they would. Let me tell you what they remember, not what I think they should remember. What they actually remember. I married their father in 1956. I was 22. Richard was a good man, steady. He worked at the post office for 38 years. We bought a small house in Ohio, 2 bedrooms at first. Then we added on when Michael was born. Sarah came first in 1958. Michael in 61. Rebecca in 64. 3 kids in 6 years. I was 29 years old with 3 children under 7, and I was exhausted all the time. Richard worked 6 days a week. I was home with the kids. And I want you to understand something. I loved them. I did. But I was drowning. Every single day felt like too much. I don't think I understood then that childhood doesn't last. It felt endless when I was in it. The laundry, the meals, the crying, the messes. It felt like it would never end. So I counted down. I counted down to nap time, to bedtime, to the day they'd start school, to the day they'd be grown and I could finally rest. Sarah told me a few years ago about a memory she has. She was maybe 5 years old. She'd made me a card, drew a picture of the 2 of us holding hands. She brought it to me in the kitchen and I was doing dishes. She said she held it up and said, "Mommy, look what I made you." I said, "That's nice, sweetie. Put it on the table." She said she stood there for a minute waiting for me to actually look at it. But I didn't turn around, so she put it on the table and walked away. She said she remembered that moment specifically because it was the first time she realized I was always busy, that I was always doing something more important than looking at her. She wasn't saying it to hurt me. She was just telling me what she remembered. But it hurt anyway, because I don't remember that moment at all. I probably did that 100 times, 1,000 times. When Michael was 8, he tried out for Little League. He was so excited, came home with the schedule and showed it to me. I looked at it, and my first thought was, how am I going to fit this into everything else I have to do? His games were on Saturday mornings. Richard worked Saturdays, so it was me taking him. Me sitting on those metal bleachers with the other mothers. Me pretending to pay attention while I mentally went through my grocery list or thought about what I needed to do when we got home. Michael told me a couple years ago that he remembers looking into the stands during games to see if I was watching. He said most of the time I wasn't. I was talking to another mom, or I had my head down writing something, or I was dealing with Rebecca who didn't want to be there. He said he doesn't remember me ever cheering for him. Not once. And the worst part is I don't remember it either. I don't remember a single one of his games. Not one play, not one hit, nothing. I was there. Physically, I was there. But I wasn't present. I was just waiting for it to be over so I could get back to all the things I needed to do. Rebecca was the baby, and by the time she came around, I was even more tired. I'd already done this twice. I knew what to expect, so I was efficient. Got her on a schedule early. Sleep trained her fast. I was proud of how well I managed. She told me something last year that I think about almost every day now. She said when she was little, she used to try to stay up past her bedtime because that was the only time I seemed relaxed. After she and her siblings were in bed, I'd sit on the couch with Richard, and we'd watch TV, and I'd finally stop moving. She said she'd sneak out of her room and sit at the top of the stairs just to hear me laugh at something on TV, because she never heard me laugh during the day. She said, "You were so serious all the time, Mom. Like being our mother was this huge burden you were carrying and you couldn't wait to put it down." I tried to explain. I tried to tell her I was tired, that I was doing my best, that raising 3 kids alone most of the time was hard. She said, "I know, Mom. I get it now. I have kids. I understand. But that doesn't change what I remember." And she's right. Here's what I didn't understand when they were young. I thought my job was to keep them alive and raise them right. Feed them, clothe them, teach them manners, make sure they did their homework, get them to church on Sunday. I thought if I did all of that, I was being a good mother. I didn't understand that they needed more than that. They needed me to see them, to be interested in them, to enjoy them. I was so focused on the tasks of motherhood that I forgot about the relationship. And now they're grown. Sarah is 66, Michael is 63, Rebecca is 60. They have their own children, their own grandchildren. And when they visit me, which isn't often, we don't have much to talk about. They ask how I'm feeling. They tell me about their lives. We have polite conversations. But we're not close. We've never been close. I see other mothers with their adult children. I see them laughing together, calling each other just to talk, going on trips together, having inside jokes. We don't have that. We never did. And it's not their fault. It's mine. I was there every day of their childhood, but I wasn't really with them. I was too busy, too tired, too focused on everything I had to do. I thought I'd have time later. I thought once they were grown and I wasn't so overwhelmed, then we'd build that relationship. But it doesn't work that way. You can't build a relationship later that you didn't build when they were young. By the time they were grown, they'd already learned not to need me. Not emotionally, anyway. Richard died 9 years ago. Heart attack. He was 79. When he died, I thought maybe the kids and I would get closer. Maybe they'd need me more. Maybe we'd finally have the relationship I'd imagined. But we didn't. They were kind. They helped with the funeral. They called more often for a few months. But then life went back to normal. Their lives kept going. And I was just here. I live alone now in the same house we raised them in. Sarah lives 2 hours away. Michael lives across the country. Rebecca is 45 minutes from here, but she has her own life, her own family. They call on my birthday, on holidays. They visit maybe 3 or 4 times a year. We have nice visits, surface level, safe. But I'm not the person they call when something good happens. I'm not the person they want to talk to when they're struggling. I'm their mother in title, but not in the way that matters. And I know why. I know exactly why. I spent their entire childhood being too busy for them, and now they've spent their entire adulthood being too busy for me. It's not revenge. They're not punishing me. This is just what I taught them, that relationships come after everything else, that presence doesn't matter as much as productivity, that love is shown through tasks, not time. I see Sarah with her grandchildren, and she's different than I was. She gets down on the floor and plays with them. She listens when they talk. She laughs with them. She told me once, "I didn't want to be the kind of grandmother I remember you being as a mother." That hurt, but it was true. I have a box in my closet full of things the kids made me over the years. Cards, drawings, little crafts from school. I kept all of it. I thought that meant something, that I cared. But they don't remember me keeping their artwork. They remember me not looking at it when they first showed me. Here's what I wish I'd understood when they were small. The laundry didn't matter. The perfectly clean house didn't matter. Being tired didn't matter. What mattered was sitting on the floor and playing with them even when I didn't feel like it. What mattered was watching their games and actually paying attention. What mattered was laughing with them, seeing them, making them feel like they were more important than my to-do list. But I didn't do that. I kept telling myself I'd relax with them later. Once the house was clean, once dinner was made, once everything was done. Everything was never done. And now I'm 88 years old, and I have 3 children who don't really know me. And I don't really know them. I know facts about their lives, but I don't know them. Not the way a mother should. I don't know what Michael's voice sounds like when he's truly happy. I don't know what Sarah dreams about. I don't know what makes Rebecca feel safe. I know I should, but I don't, because I didn't pay attention when it mattered. I thought I had forever to figure it out, to build that closeness. But children grow up, and when they do, they remember how you made them feel. Sarah doesn't remember how clean the house was. She remembers that I didn't turn around to look at her card. Michael doesn't remember that I drove him to every game. He remembers that I didn't watch him play. Rebecca doesn't remember that I kept her on a schedule. She remembers that she had to sneak out of bed just to hear me laugh. That's what they remember, not what I did for them, but how I made them feel. And I can't go back. I can't redo those years. I can't be present now in a way that erases my absence then. This is just how it is, and I have to live with that. If you have young children, I need you to hear me. They will not care that your house was clean. They will not remember that you were stressed or busy or tired. They will remember whether you looked at them when they spoke, whether you laughed with them, whether they felt like they mattered to you more than everything else. The dishes can wait. The laundry can wait. Whatever you think is so urgent, it can wait. But your children can't. They're only small for a few years, and those years go faster than you think. I know you're tired. I know it feels like too much. I know you think you'll have time to really be with them later. You won't. Later, they'll be grown, and they'll remember how you made them feel. And you'll be sitting where I am now, wishing you'd done it differently. My daughter was right. I didn't laugh much when they were kids. I wish I had. If this means something to you, I hope you'll share it. And maybe close your phone and go be with your kids. Really be with them before it's too late. Because it will be too late, sooner than you think.